Every time I press play, it's so tempting to like pick my teeth or rub my ear or rub my eyes or fix my hair. I don't know. Hey Booktube, it's Kim at Middle of the Bookmarch, and this is another chatty video. I'm not going to show you any books today. Imagine that. This is a video on how and why I Booktube. Yes, Booktube can be used as a verb. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I've done previous videos. I might, if I remember, put one down in the description below, give you the link, of how I Booktube and what I get out of it and what goes on behind the scenes, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to revisit that topic. There's so many new subscribers on my channel and new viewers. Thank you all so much for being here. I love that you're here. I love reading your comments. I love seeing your names. So thank you so much. So for anybody who's new and is wondering, just off the top of your head, hey, how do you do this Booktube thing? Or why do you bother doing this to begin with? That's what this video is about. So let me talk to you about how I Booktube first. I've been on Booktube almost 4 years, and how I do it, I'll talk about the technical stuff first. Technically, I use my phone. I have an iPhone 14 Plus. It's one of the bigger iPhones. That's all I use. I have never even bought a ring light. I bought 2 tripods. The first one broke. I think it was $30, and my daughter snapped it in half. Oh well. And I'm now using a selfie stick tripod, which I absolutely love. It works great. It's foldable. It stores. And I don't have to prop my phone on anything. I can talk with my hands if I want, which I do quite often. But that's the only equipment I use. I haven't bought anything expensive. I don't have any other pieces of equipment. I don't have extra lights. I try to follow the natural light. I use the lights in my home. And that's as complicated as it gets. Now, when I first started Booktube, I was using an Android phone. That was so much harder for me. I don't know why. If any of you do that as well, let me know what you found in the differences. But an iPhone is so easy to film videos on and edit videos on. It is so much easier. And in the last 4 years, I've actually gone from iPhone to Android again and then back to iPhone because of how easy it is to film and edit videos. Filming is just opening the camera and clicking on the video selection and hitting play or start or whatever you want to hit. It's as easy as that. There's a lot of different filters and lighting techniques I can use. The way to film and the settings on the iPhone camera, it's so easy to learn about on YouTube. YouTube has tutorials for everything. Go on YouTube if you have an iPhone and you want to film Booktube videos or YouTube videos in general. There's so many awesome tutorials about how to do it well and easily and quickly. I'm super lazy. I only use my phone and my tripod. That's it. So, a few important things. Play with your sound quality. I always increase my sound volume when I'm editing my video. Sound is crucial when you're making a video. If your sound is low or bad, I will immediately go off your video and watch something else. Video, nobody has to look like a model. Nobody has to look like a movie star. I'm not a professional here. I'm a professional reader and unfortunately a professional cake eater. But nobody is a professional. You don't have to look slick and produced. You don't have to have all the tricks. It's me, my phone, and my tripod. And the only thing I make sure I do is the lighting is good enough for you to see me, and I make sure my volume is up. And I do that in my editing process. That's about it. I do this by myself. I prefer to be alone when I film because my family constantly distracts me. And sometimes they'll try to make me laugh on purpose. Sometimes they'll poke their head in. Nobody's home right now, so I'm doing this all by myself, which is a luxury. What else can I tell you? I sit in my house at different locations, and I've tested a lot of them to find out what I enjoy the most, what I think looks best. My phone is now on my dining room table. A lot of times I'll sit in front of a bookcase, whether it's in my living room or my bedroom, and, those are the places that I film. It's really easy. I try to keep things very simple and uncomplicated and cheap. I don't think I will ever buy any more equipment or buy anything really expensive. I even tried using a lapel mic, and I bought it for $6, and it was kind of unnecessary. All I need to do is play with the volume on my editing in iMovie. So that works really well for me. How else? How do I come up with video ideas? I have a notebook of ideas that I keep a running list of things that pop into my head. The best thing I ever did for myself was doing a weekly video, and it's the same time every week. It's the same thing. It's my bookish week, and it's my wrap up for the week's reading. Sometimes I don't have one book to talk about, but in case you haven't noticed, I never run out of things to talk about. If you are a book lover or an avid reader, we all can talk about books at any moment, at the drop of a hat. I never run out of things to talk about. I could think up original thoughts. I could talk about an article that talks about reading or books. Tags. There's a ton of tags out there, especially as a new booktuber. It's so convenient to grab a tag or to go and comment on other booktubers' videos and they will tag you. But we can do a tag at any moment we want. We don't need to be tagged. And when I was first getting going, that was the easiest way to get content, was to film wrap-ups about books I was reading or do a tag. And eventually, the more you film, the more comfortable you feel, and all the ideas start coming to you, like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that. There's so many different ideas on Booktube alone that you can craft and you can customize to be applicable to you. And yeah, that's about that. How do I read? Because of Booktube. I don't read any differently. The biggest difference is I've discovered so many great books because of other booktubers and their reviews. However, the biggest piece of advice beyond sound quality is read what you want. Talk about what you want. Do your thing. Be original to you. Don't read things because everybody else is doing it. Don't follow the Booker Prize because everybody else is doing it. Don't do a weekly wrap-up because everybody else is doing it. Only do it if you really want to do it. Don't do anything. Don't follow any prize. Don't do any read-along that you don't want to do. This is all about having fun, having this as a hobby, doing things that you enjoy, reading the books that you love, and talking about them. Because I can guarantee you, if you talk about what you love, it's contagious, and other people will love to watch you. That's where I get my video ideas from. There's so many things to talk about in bookish topics. What's my video? Oh, I'm only at 7 minutes. I thought I was at 17. I could go on and on. So, how else do I booktube? I think that's about it. That's the basics, the foundational stuff. You know, I've done vlogs before. I will do some more. I don't purposely do them. If I know I'm going out book hunting, I'll do a vlog, and I enjoy them, but it's a little bit more work. How do I edit, you ask? I edit on iMovie. It comes on every iPhone. It's the default, and it's wicked easy. It is so easy. Wicked for my New Englanders, my New England viewers. It's wicked super easy, and it's such an easy program compared to some of the other programs I was using for an Android phone. And tutorial on iMovie. And iMovie has the little questions that you can click and it will bring up the answer. It will tell you how to use itself. And it's so easy. I don't do anything fancy. I do add music, I add photos, I add picture-in-picture of books that I've read and things that I want to show you. It's super easy to learn. I was a total newbie to video editing, completely brand new. The last video I took was on a giant camcorder. I am that old. I had no idea you could do everything you can do on a phone. So video editing can be intimidating when you've never done it, but run to the tutorials. There are channels on YouTube devoted purely to taking videos, and they were so helpful. Not only that, but just encouragement from other booktubers, and there's so many of us who will tell you, you don't need anything fancy, you don't need anything expensive, you just need to be able to talk about books and be yourself, and maybe have a phone. That's about it. I think that's all I wanted to say about how to do Booktube. The ideas will come They're all over the place. You will read. You don't need to read every day. You don't need to buy books. You can do your whole Booktube channel using the library or using an e-reader. There's no requirements to spend any money, really, honestly. Why do I Booktube? Because it's wicked fun. And I discovered Booktube when it was young adult Booktubers, and I am not their demographic. I watched them for a while, and then I found other Booktubers who I truly enjoy. But I wanted to be part of that conversation. I wanted to talk about books. I wanted to talk about books with people who love them as much as I do. And I couldn't believe there was a platform to do it. Before Booktube, I was on YouTube once in a while, and it was usually to look at funny videos or to find a tutorial. Or honestly, to watch 80s music videos. But since Booktube, I go on YouTube all the time for all kinds of stuff. Mostly for entertainment, but there's so many ways to learn on YouTube. That's why I got onto Booktube. Why do I continue to do it? Besides it's being wicked fun, I have met some of the most wonderful friends on Booktube. Some I've met in person. I met Heidi from My Reading Life, and I met Karen from Roving Reader, and I met AJ Dunn from AJ Dunn Reads and Writes. Those are the 3 Booktube friends who I have met in person. All 3 of them are amazing, wonderful friends, wonderful people. Had a blast. I did not have one bad experience. My goal is to fly to Germany to meet Britta in person and do what Heidi did and travel around and bookshop and see Switzerland and see Germany and have a wonderful European vacation. That's one of my goals. There's all kinds of other places I would like to go to visit other Booktubers, but that's a big one. Maybe go to Australia. Hi, Scott. Or maybe don't have to go to Japan anymore. Shawn is in Canada. There's so many Canadian Booktubers I could go visit. But that's probably the reason why I'm here for as long as I have been. Besides all the books, besides talking about all the books, it's cliche, but the people are amazing. You get to a point where you realize who you have the most in common with. There are channels that I no longer subscribe to only because I don't have the same reading taste and I don't have the same style. That's okay. You try different channels, you watch videos. There are so many opportunities for buddy reads, which gets you to have so many chances to meet all kinds of people. I would never have met any of these people outside of Booktube, and they are amazing. The community is so smart and funny and warm and welcoming. This is all sounding so cliche because so many other Booktubers will say the same thing. What are the other reasons? Geez, I love to read, and I have a book group, but I could talk about books all day, every day. There just is nobody to listen. There are a few people to listen, but not on a daily basis. I'm thinking about books and reading every day. I'm thinking about what I'm going to say in my next video. I'm thinking about, I got to remember to talk about this. I got to remember to talk about this book. And I got to remember how to talk about how I felt about reading that other book. That's what I do. Reading is my life, besides family and friends and people and all that stuff. But this is my love. This is the hobby that I have my passion for. And what a beautiful opportunity of a platform to have fun and talk about it and be immersed in it with other people who are like-minded. So, and it's not even, it goes beyond books after a while. It's just, you start to love these people. They're friends, and you become close, and you care what happens in their regular life, and you want to talk about regular things, and you can share books, and I've physically sent books and received books and presents, and now I'm sounding just gushy and weird. But, and I've been able to talk to so many other Booktubers outside of YouTube, and it's just amazing. It's so fun, and it has enriched my life to have these people in my life. And there's too many I would never name. I've named a few people who I've met, but I would never be able to name all of the people that now mean so much to me. And what has become secondary are all the books I've discovered. It's because of all these people that I've discovered some just amazing books that I may never have gotten on my own. Even some of the prize-winning books, I'm not a prize reader, but I don't know if I would have ever discovered Milkman by Anna Burns without Booktube. I've read some 5-star amazing books because of Booktube. I don't know if I would have picked them up on my own. You know, I look back before Booktube and I kind of was getting predictable in my reading, but now I can't name the number of authors I've discovered. That's thanks to Booktube. And yeah, that's how and that's why. If you have any technical questions that I just did not answer or I didn't even touch on, let me know in the comments below. If you're thinking about becoming a booktuber, ask. If you need to know something, if you are afraid of something, let me know in the comments what your question is, what you think. Yeah, there are negative things to Booktube, but it's not that important. You know, you learn after a while who you can trust, whose reviews you can trust, whose information you can feel confident in. And a little bit at a time, you kind of wallow, is that the right word? You weed down your subscription list. You know who you want to keep in your feed, in your life, and you go from there. I don't have a lot of negative comments that I've ever had to deal with. There's some channels I don't watch anymore because they're a little bit too negative for me, or they just didn't click for me. So you get to that point where you're just surrounded by just fun and joy and the love of books. So let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. If you want to know more about why, or if you do have editing questions, let me know. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.